Good evening, everyone. We are today on this occasion. I'm gonna have an interview with Mr. Ajit Menon, who is also well known under his stage persona, image called Soviet Space Bat. And the reason why we are here, we just wanna talk about his very recent release, a movie called Brainwasher. And the first question I want to ask you, so what made you, what inspired you, what created that spark that you decided to to make that movie, focus on that?
Well, originally the idea was to make a music video for my song called Life in Another Frame, which is on my second album. And this was in 2012. And uh, uh, it sparked from there. And then I created a story based on this soundtrack that I created. Uh, and as I was developing the story, it turned into something completely different from what I originally imagined, and uh, the title changed from Life in Another Frame eventually to Brainwasher.
So why Brainwasher? What is the reason of naming movie like that?
Well,
Just can you
there is a
explain?
reference to this Brainwasher, which is actually a device that is used to used for controlling minds and for creating propaganda. And this device is actually developed by a scientist from the Soviet Union, and who goes missing when the empire collapses. So, uh, this movie is based on that. That is the whole theme is based on that. About the fear and paranoia that we
Mm-hmm.
have. Of different systems and different things that come
So
into our consciousness.
yeah. So are there any inspiration behind it? You've been watching any movies prior to finishing your project, like because from after me watching this movie, I get some connotation with Hammer horrors, some Ed Wood ideas, or especially what came to me, that first initially was that movie from 1931 called Vampire, which just has nothing to do with Nosferatu or Dracula. That movie was was played in very kind of dreamy style, kind of no kind of like a scenario like from the dream, like it's not very linear, it's not just going like a plot action just
Yeah.
explaining everything, but it's just like you are in the sleep and your mind is playing crazy thing about you. So have you had any inspirations,
I
before you finish you
Yeah,
started doing
I
this?
think subconsciously, movies, the classic movies or the B movies from the 1950s and 60s, I think were sort of an inspiration, and also film noir, um, uh, where they use a lot of light and shadows, and just some movies that I saw in childhood probably had a role in that as well. Where somebody goes into this dreamlike state, while sleeping, and then gets carried into a different world altogether. Because originally the movie was about somebody who is not existing in the world and coming back to
Mm-hmm.
life.
Mm-hmm.
But as it developed, it turned into something else. This kind of spy versus spy, kind of having some political connotations to it, although
Mm-hmm.
not very direct.
So
So
what?
it was, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So.
it was around all those themes actually.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So why you decided to make a kind of to make a silent movie format? Because in 21st century, I don't remember any movies which are as driven by that way of treating the
So I've always been
material.
intrigued by silent movies, right from the start, because I've always got this impression that silent movies existed on a completely different planet altogether. Because you find um, uh, certain rough elements and some experimental techniques, and the speed is not in the right format.
Also,
sometimes it goes out
the
of sync.
actors playing they
sync.
exaggerate.
Yeah. But
It's
even
not like
exactly.
the loud
And-
sound movies when the actors they just talk and add some gestures
and also-
or anything movement.
and-
But this is exaggerate. For example, if somebody is in love, they just make like that.
Exactly,
If somebody
it's more
is just
dramatic,
screaming, so he makes also
Yeah.
add the hands
And
like
also
that.
it's more-
Because just to point the underline the action, because the people cannot read in the same time what the actors say, so people get that explanation before they read the screen.
So that charm, I wanted to capture that innocent charm, and also I felt that I needed to explain, a little bit more about the movie. So if I had used a non-silent or a normal kind of, modern movie version, it would have been. I don't think it would have worked as well. Also because
What
none
about
of us were
what about
professional
the
actors.
music? What about the music? It has anything to do with the music, just that you decided to make that silent movie, because
Yes.
I can hear a lot of music, kind of very many psychedelic ideas.
Yes. It's very much
embedded in that movie.
Of course.
So is it linked to that? Just that you wanted to
Of course, because when I make
emphasize on the music, or just
whenever I make music, images come to mind, and when I see images, the soundtrack or the music comes to mind. So it because I feel that the kind of music that I like to make is kind of soundtrack driven. I think it is more based on that, more based on concept. So I think that played a role as well. Yeah.
So at the beginning of the movie, there's a quote about the collapse of evil Red Empire. Is any connotations you wanted to hide in that message, the present world we live in?
Yes.
Also, there's some kind of hint about the communist mental vampires. Is anything related to the present time?
Very much so. I'm glad you picked up the point. Actually, it is very much related to the present times that we are living in. Because the story is set in 2016, but having a historical link as well, to 1991, and
1991, you said.
yes, because
so
that was
what
when
happened in that year?
because that was
War?
no, that was when USSR
USSR collapsed.
ceased to exist. Yeah. So there is a reference made, in that movie, before the collapse of this, around about the time of the collapse of the empire, the scientist, Alexander Kasparov goes missing, and and for many years, nothing is heard about him. But then very recently, there are there are reports of people getting transformed, and people key figures getting transformed into something else, maybe because of some experimentation. So the media reports that that it might be this guy who is working with his colleagues, somewhere in the
Okay, so
underground.
let's not move too much into the scenario. Is it linked to any present events or future predictions? Is any link to the current situation in America, European Union, or related to Brexit, where making interview in the UK? So is it related to the current political situation?
Not
How it
anything
is?
direct, but then at the same time, it's just just capturing the the present climate, political climate. Although it is not very direct, it's just capturing a certain fear and uncertainty, just and just exaggerating that. I mean, as it is in reality, it's. I feel that at times, we exaggerate a lot. I think we get a lot of exaggerated, misguided information.
Yeah,
so I thought, maybe we can play around with that.
That happens in reality, but also as an artist, you have to exaggerate things. Just put things black and white.
So it is not to it is not to kind of convey any kind of system. That is not to say that one system works, the other doesn't work. It is just to reflect upon what is going on around the world. So we are not siding with anything.
So there's a technical question now. So how hard is to make that movie? How big was the budget? What about the organizational matters? Hire actors, crew to film that. Can you just tell me more about that?
Well, it was a movie made with friends actually. Because all the people are known to me. I mean, that's how it turned out. Although I did audition for an actress who plays a key role in this movie, Jill Thomas, and 71 people responded. 71 people responded, and out of that we selected 20. I mean, I'm saying we because there was another friend of mine.
So how many people were in the crew in total? How many people in the six people?
Six people.
So was a cameraman, just people who were making sound, operating microphones. How it worked?
Yes, I mean we kind of exchanged roles as well. I mean the person who plays a cinematographer is also acting in the movie, and he was like my shadow. I mean, he was almost like he was like the assistant director.
So what about the organizational matters? There were any problems? Because from my own experience, I know sometimes how hard it is to make even the small music video.
Yes.
You had any organization issues?
Oh, of course. I mean,
like
this was very time consuming because I mean, the idea. I mean, the strong idea for this started in 2015, but by the time we finished, it was 2016, mid 2016, August of 2016. We finished shooting completely, all the scenes. So it took about 4 days to shoot. There was one main day.
4 days just to make the whole movie.
Yeah. Actually, as far as others are concerned, they only spent 2 days. And I think 2 actors spent only 1 day, for the shooting. And 75% of the scenes were shot in 1 day. And it was pretty remarkable. And
what about filming at night? There are some scenes where you have to film at night.
Also. Yeah.
You had to have some lighting crew, or just how you.
No, we had to. I mean, this was all planned also. It was also planned. How we are going to shoot. Depending on the script, we are going to have this scene, maybe day shoots at a particular time, and then night shoots maybe maybe around 9 o'clock. When it was we shot this during the summer.
But you were relying on the natural light, or just you added something to it? Just some lights to that.
It was a mixture of the two. Because there are some night driving scenes. That was natural light, and
just car lights.
But at the time of editing, there were some scenes. For example, some bedroom scenes. And scenes where the UFO is shown. There are some lighting effects added to that. I mean, not completely, but there are some added effects to it. But more or less it was natural light.
Yeah. Now the kind of ironical question, in my opinion. You are the artist who has close links with Harrow. I've seen movie locations in final credit: Osterley, Ruislip, Harrowville. How important is for you that very British, locally first aspect of localness, that tribal?
Well, it was not.
When you are live in Ealing, you're not gonna move to meet someone in Whitechapel, or just anywhere else. Just you cannot move far. Just you have to do all the things locally.
No, it's not like that. It's I mean, I'm free to move anywhere actually. Not just local surroundings, but I'm familiar with some of the places in Harrow, and I think they are very interesting. Especially Harrowville area, Harrow on the Hill, and also it was. I mean, some of the things were not planned. It just so happened that we shot in Ruislip because
one thing I don't like about Harrow, you have to cycle uphill, so that's the problem.
Yes,
you should make it more even. That will be easier, just.
Yes, yes, yes.
Or
But
electric bikes maybe can save us.
but you can, I mean, you know as well from your music video for
Mhm.
French song.
Yeah,
there's,
we've done the video for the French song
it
here.
was,
I just
how
passed nearby,
how
near the
different it is
church.
to
Yeah.
even
Today.
the mainland Harrow.
Mhm.
Because if you go there, it's almost like medieval. We are living in medieval times.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very interesting place.
Mhm.
So that's making use of the resources, and sometimes it's also logistics as well. And if we can do something here, why go all the way to East
Mhm.
London to shoot something?
Exactly.
And-
So where exactly are those
but having
locations?
said that, I don't mind going.
Where exactly are those locations? Are you planning to do some the reveal to our listeners, to our viewers? Some where exactly are those locations? But maybe in the future people gonna make some pilgrimages, just to visit places like they travel to the different part of the globe just to see some field
Yeah,
where they were shooting the Game of Thrones or something.
Well, we shot
like
this mainly in Austerley,
that.
then Harrowfield and Bryslip.
Mhm.
Where
Where exactly?
Bryslip
Where
and
exactly?
this one,
Where
yeah.
exactly? I know the Austerley.
Austerley is not very far from the station actually, Austerley station. But it's actually a location that belongs to my friends.
If it's private, you don't have to reveal because you have a fans gathering outside. But if it's some kind of forest or just public space, you can reveal it. That's not a problem.
Yes, but on this point, I would like to talk about behind the scenes making of movie, because in that we are revealing everything. I mean, we are revealing a lot of things. How we made this movie, and
So you're planning any promotion about the movie? Just.
Oh yes, very much.
I've read on your website. I've read somewhere online on YouTube. I think that you're gonna make some cinematic showcases. So
yes.
Well, how it's gonna be? How it's gonna be organized? Any ideas?
Well, we hope to release it on the big screen. If we manage to get a theater, small size theater, that would be even better. But I think realistically, it would be in a private area, a function area within a pub environment to start with. But after a few months, there is a possibility of showing this movie in actually a theater environment. And there's one person that I got in touch with that I know. So
any after party in plan as well.
It's after party.
Because sometimes people are more focused on after party.
Yes.
And how much they can just enjoy that time.
Yes.
Drink a lot and just have fun.
And I would
to watch the movie.
I would like to invite all the viewers, because I know a few of you have probably seen this movie. Majority haven't, but it's not just about the movie, but it's also about how we made the movie, all the extra footage, and then just even meet and greet as well. And we all, there'll be no security guards, along with us, so you can all come and you're free
There'll
to
be
talk,
no bouncers,
talk
but
to
the
us.
security will be preserved.
Yeah.
And the health and safety rules enforced, but just no bouncers, no brutal people.
Yeah, so feel free to come to us and talk to us and say hello. And,
so what about how you planning after that premiere? Just Leicester Square thing. What is your plan afterwards? You're planning to release some kind of DVD with the material and making of. But also, my suggestion is that you should. No, DVD doesn't sell now much. It can be quite cheap, and especially for just kind of low budget movies. But are you planning to make some online presence, with your material, with the whole thing?
Of course. This will be made available on YouTube and
so who is Cyber Tiger? Who is
yes,
Cyber Tiger?
now this is what I was just about to say, because this is all part of a kind of a startup. It's almost like a.
Is it a company?
It's like a company. It's like a movie company. So. Well, not just a movie company, but like a multimedia kind of a startup company. Where
so what else they do except just doing movies?
Well, even it can also act like a like a label, not in the traditional sense of record labels, but like as somebody, if anybody needs support for for creating music or for producing.
So what kind of support they can offer?
Business support, kind of some kind of management.
Maybe I should contact them as well.
So anybody having any interesting ideas, please get in touch with Cyber Tiger.
Yeah.
And also publishing, and anybody who has got any kind of
any advice you can give, like a legal advice as well. You have a just knowledge
this would
about
be
that
like a
procedures.
proper. I would like to sort of be a proper a true supporter,
Mhm.
of good art.
Mhm.
If I can be of any help in any way, if I
Mhm.
can contribute in any way, this is not about control or anything,
Mhm.
but if I can be of help in any way,
Mhm.
because I feel that at some point, artists should support each other. I think
Mhm.
different artists,
Mhm.
because I mean this movie is an example of that. It's very
Yeah.
much an example of that.
Yeah, because
And you'll see that when you see not just the movie, when you see the
you said
behind the
there
scenes.
was no budget basically, and you were able to
Yes, no
develop
budget,
a
and
good
based on,
product
yeah.
at
So
the
that
end.
initially it was that trust between each other. That was the fundamental thing, and also just that whole process. It was all kind of give and take,
Mhm.
kind of a thing.
You have any
It's very
leftover
much.
ideas? You're planning to make like any sequel, prequel of the movie. You have anything like scenes which were not included in
Yes, I
the
mean,
whole scene in the whole footage, or you just planning to use them in the future, or just I don't know.
yes, I think so. I mean, even while creating the story, and even before shooting the movie, I kind of um, I had a vision for for a prequel,
Mhm.
or a sequel to this movie, because because this is a short movie, so the next one probably would be on probably a bigger scale, or probably continuing from this, onto something, or maybe explaining a little bit more on who these characters are, and
Mhm.
uh, and maybe something as just as simply a continuation of this,
Mhm.
or maybe as a prequel to this one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You have any ideas also for your music project, because your main project is a Soviet Space
Space
Bat,
Band.
the music project. You're planning any album, because you've just released 3 albums as for now.
Oh yes.
The
Yes, yes.
Puppets of Time, While Jill Sleeps, and Asha Fani.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. If I'm
So
not sure
yeah.
if I spelled that said that correctly, but you have plans to release any
Thank you.
new album just after those 3.
Yes, yes, yes. It's in the works, and I
Mhm.
hope to release a new album very soon.
Mhm.
Um,
Any hints
Hoping
you
to.
can give to our viewers is gonna be kind of similar to
Well,
one of those albums from the past, or it's gonna be something new, revolutionary, or just traditional, or just carry on with the same sound, or.
no, it'll be something different this time.
Mhm.
Because with every album I've tried to do something different.
Mhm.
Um, but not in an intentional way. But it's just that I have something to say, maybe a new story to say.
Mhm.
Because I always look at even music albums like movies, like a new movie.
Mhm.
So the next one would be something different to what I did last time, which was
Mhm.
Akashvani.
Mhm.
Uh, and uh, it'll be more, just to give a hint, it'll be more romantic, this one,
Ah.
the next this
Ah.
album is more romantic than
Mhm.
the last one, which was more kind of uh, uh,
I think,
sci-fi,
yeah,
psychedelic
first
kind
album
of
was
thing.
just kind of
Yeah.
experimental,
Yeah.
just also first album they are combination of different styles, because you
Yeah.
gather material for a
But
long time, and just you have to release that
release it
eventually,
first,
and just you don't rely on the style, but just you want to release that all those ideas you had kept for years. Second album, you have that you may have that second album syndrome, which
Yeah.
you are
Which
running out of your ideas.
which I remember.
But on the second album also you can just make, at least in your case, I can see that it's more introvert,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
more,
yeah, yeah.
it's not just, it's experimental, but also more introvert than the first
it's a
album,
little,
yeah.
it drags along a lot. I
And
think,
the last
second
album, this is, I think it's my favorite, to be
Yeah,
honest,
yeah.
personally.
I also feel that.
Yeah, this is just like a double album. Like I can
Yeah.
compare it to the Cure, Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me,
Yeah.
which is kind of. It also has some few plots, few ideas,
Of
which
course.
are in place, and just also
It-
is over it all is a kind of general story.
Yeah, it's like a radio drama. The last album. It's like a radio drama.
Radio
It's like
show,
yeah, it's
something
like a radio
that.
show.
Theater show, radio
Theater show. Yeah. So it's almost like kind of watching a movie with your eyes closed.
Mhm.
That was my idea for the last album. So like Mark, that is also my favorite. and I have a certain distance from the second album. I do accept the criticisms now from people. I was very precious about the second album at one point, but now I don't. I don't.
No, I like some songs from your album, like Reality
Reality
Bites,
Bites is
especially
alright,
is like a kind of hit,
But
in my opinion.
yeah.
And just maybe two more songs, I like. Maybe
Yeah, yeah.
Iodine also I like a little
Yeah,
bit,
yeah.
yeah. But just some songs they
Some
kind a
songs
bit too long.
bit
Just
too
that
long,
Life
yeah.
in Another Frame, 70 minutes. It's hard to just survive.
But that was,
time,
now you can understand. It was made, with keeping movies.
It's just
in mind,
pretentious, in my
pretentious.
opinion. Just
Yes,
70
yes,
minutes,
yeah.
but if you can cut it to the even 10 minutes or
With this
5
new,
minutes,
with this
there's
new,
no point.
with this new album, I think in terms of production, it will be much more. I would like to be more, not. Not to be too raw. I would like to be much more clearer and brighter as well with this one.
But also on my
Maybe,
YouTube
right
channel,
away.
you mentioned that you want to work. We were working together, so I have to hide it. We work together on the song called Home. I was gonna. This song is gonna be included on the new album? Is gonna exist externally? How it's gonna?
No, this actually that is for another album.
Mm-hmm.
Home is for another album altogether, which would be probably the one after this or the next to next one. Because Home is more for that is an album which I think even Xenophobia, which is another song which we hope to record. Those two songs would be on one album actually. So that would be more like it'd be a little bit more more like a travelogue kind of an album. More like a travelogue kind of an album.
So one romantic album and one kind of
people,
like a
somebody kind of going from place to place, and how that person
how they gonna interfere with the
connects with
outside
different
world,
different with different people, and the problems people face in different when they go out of their comfort zones or out of their countries even.
Even I see on your albums, on your
of,
artistic way, you open yourself to the world.
course,
So on the first album, of course, there was combination of ideas. Second album was just you sitting in the room, and on the third album, you just open yourself you were facing the world, with the bad and good things, which may come out of it,
Very much.
So I see now it's gonna be kind of romantic feel, which is another element, to the life. Plus, as you said, maybe confronting words in more.
Because and also
way.
it can it also comes from personal situations also. As you can imagine, some of the so it reflects in the music. Because every album I do, is kind of a reflection of what I've been going through, or what I strongly feel about, which would come out in the near future. But at the moment, so this will be a more feminine kind of an album.
Okay, good. So we just, I think
hopefully
we should add some final words. Do you have anything to add to our viewers? Just to conclude the interview.
Yes, I enjoyed this interview with Mark Dmowski. Thank you so much. The questions were so interesting. I'm really glad you asked such questions. And for all the viewers, please come to see this movie. Check my website. I'll be announcing the dates and the venue. Please come, and please come with your friends and family. It's a family entertainment. It's going to be a family
quite
entertainment.
safe,
so please,
not
please come.
kind
And
of rough
and
football match, but just rather kind
and there's
of
a lot of
family
stories to tell you, behind this movie. There's a lot of stories to tell. We have not even touched the surface actually.
Okay.
We've not even touched the tip of the iceberg. Actually, it's a lot to tell, lot to say.
Okay, so
I hope to share this with you.
I want to say a big thank you to everyone who's watching this. Two crazy people just sitting in front of you. And just wanna invite you to just check more of my material on my channel, YouTube channel, and just check for more material from our great artists of It's Space Bat, Ajit Menon,
and also Cyber Tiger.
And Cyber Tiger, So check for more. Just stay tuned with us. There'll be more fun for you, entertainment. Thank you very much.
Power to the people and hail the human spirit.
Exactly. Thank you.